At 0312 local time, the Persian Gulf was dead quiet. The USS Gravely, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, cut through black water at 18 knots. No moon, low visibility. The kind of night where everything feels wrong before anything actually is. On the bridge, the watch officer was running a routine check. Radar, comms, surface picture, all normal. Then the AN/SPY-1D radar lit up. Not one contact, not two, 7, fast-moving, low altitude. Coming in from the northwest, bearing 315, range 42 miles and closing. The watch officer didn't wait. General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Within seconds, the Gravely went from a quiet patrol ship to a fully armed warship. Hatches slammed. Crew ran to stations. The Combat Information Center powered up completely. What those 7 contacts were, and nobody knew yet, but they were coming fast. And they weren't responding to any radio frequency. That's when the E-2D Hawkeye, orbiting at 25,000 feet 80 miles to the east, picked them up too. And this changed everything. The E-2D Hawkeye is the eyes of the fleet. Think of it like a flying radar tower, a turboprop aircraft with a massive rotating disc on its back that can track hundreds of targets simultaneously. When the Hawkeye sees something, everyone sees it. Tonight, it was seeing something it didn't like. The contacts were moving at approximately 180 knots, too slow for jets, too fast for boats, drones, Iranian Shahed series drones. Small, cheap, hard to track at low altitude, designed to overwhelm air defenses through sheer numbers. Gravely, Hawk 61, 7 contacts bearing 315, range 38 miles. Assess probable UAS swarm, altitude 300 feet, heading directly for your position. Inside the Combat Information Center, the Tactical Action Officer was already talking to the captain. Sir, 7 inbound. Assess Iranian Shahed. Time to impact approximately 11 minutes. The captain's voice was flat, controlled. Weapons free inside 10 miles. Spin up CIWS. Load standard missile. Get me a firing solution. The standard missile, SM-2, travels at Mach 3.5 and can hit targets over 90 miles away. Expensive, powerful, but you only carry so many. CIWS, the phalanx, is the last resort. A 20mm rotary cannon firing 4,500 rounds per minute, fully automatic. No human pulls the trigger. By the time it engages, the threat is already dangerously close. The captain wanted to stop these drones long before it came to that. Meanwhile, 40 miles southwest, 2 FA-18F Super Hornets from the USS Abraham Lincoln were already airborne. Viper 11 and Viper 12. They had a new mission now. Viper Flight Hawk 61, Vector 315 for drone intercept. 7 contacts, low altitude. You are cleared to engage. Viper 11 pushed the throttle forward and descended toward the black water. At 300 feet altitude with no moon, these drones were nearly invisible. He'd need his targeting pod to find them. And flying this low-burned fuel fast, fuel state was already becoming a problem. Back aboard the Gravely, fire control radar locked onto the lead contact. Range, 27 miles. The TAO made the call. Fire. 2 SM-2s launched in rapid succession, climbing hard into the dark sky before disappearing from sight. 25 miles. 24. Impact. 2 contacts gone. 5 remained, but that wasn't the real problem. The 5 surviving drones broke formation. 3 continued toward the Gravely, and 2 turned south, directly toward the Abraham Lincoln. Hawk 61, Viper 11. 2 contacts turning south, heading for the carrier. A split threat. 2 ships under attack from 2 directions simultaneously. The TAO got on the net immediately. Lincoln, Gravely actual. 2 UAS contacts tracking toward your position. Range approximately 60 miles. Recommend immediate defensive action. 60 miles at 175 knots, roughly 18 minutes. Aboard the carrier, alert bells rang. 2 more Super Hornets were rushed to the catapults. Meanwhile, Viper 11 had visual on a drone in the north. Tally 1, low, 3 o'clock. He rolled hard, descended to 500 feet, and lined up behind it. Short burst from the 20mm cannon. The drone came apart. Splash 1, but his fuel gauge told him something he didn't want to hear. 12 minutes of combat maneuvering left. Maybe less. Hawk 61, Viper 11. We've got a fuel issue. Can't stay on station. Viper flight, disengage and recover. Gravely handles remaining contacts. The pilots banked east and climbed. They had no choice. Now the Gravely had 3 drones inbound, alone. Range, 14 miles. Time to impact, 4 minutes. 2 more SM-2s fired. 1 drone destroyed. 1 missile missed. The drone had dropped to 150 feet, almost touching the water. At that altitude, radar clutter from the ocean's surface created interference in the tracking solution. The sea bounces radar energy back, and a low-flying target can disappear inside that noise. Where it's one of the hardest problems in naval air defense. 2 drones still coming. CIWS activated automatically. The phalanx cannon opened up. That distinctive buzzsaw sound cutting through the night. Thousands of tungsten rounds reached into the dark. First drone shredded. Second drone still coming. 8 miles, 6, 4, CIWS fired again. At 1.2 miles off the port bow, the drone exploded in a brief orange flash. Too close, but the ship was intact. High above, the Hawkeye called it. Gravely, Hawk 61. All northern contacts destroyed. Good shooting. But the southern threat wasn't finished. Under the ocean, 40 miles east of the carrier, the USS Springfield, a Virginia-class submarine, had been monitoring the entire engagement on its towed array sonar. Silent, invisible, listening. And now it was hearing something new. Propeller noise, fast surface craft, multiple contacts from the northeast, fast attack boats. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy operated hundreds of small, armed boats across the Gulf, designed to swarm targets exactly like the drones had just done. Fast, aggressive, dangerous in numbers. The Springfield broadcast immediately. All stations, Springfield Actual, multiple IRGCN fast attack craft, bearing 045, range 30 miles from carrier, speed 32 knots, heading toward the Lincoln. Now the carrier had a threat above the water and a threat on the water at the same time. 2 destroyers, the USS Nitze and USS Mason, broke from formation and moved to intercept the boats. The new Super Hornets screaming off the carrier's deck went north, after the 2 remaining drones. 1 drone was splashed by an AIM-9X Sidewinder. Well, think of it like a heat-seeking snake that locks on and never lets go. Clean kill. The second drone was taken down by the carrier's own CIWS. The air threat was over. On the water, the Nitze and Mason broadcast warnings on maritime frequencies. The fast boats did not stop. At 5 miles, the destroyers opened fire with their Mark 45 naval guns, capable of over 20 rounds per minute, each shell reaching miles downrange. The rounds walked across the surface toward the approaching formation. 2 boats stopped dead in the water. The rest turned around. They ran. By 0418 local time, it was over. 66 minutes from first radar contact to final threat neutralized. 7 drones down. Fast attack boats repelled. 0 American casualties. 0 ships damaged. The Abraham Lincoln resumed flight operations. The Gravely tallied her missile inventory. The Hawkeye climbed back to altitude and kept watching. The Springfield descended and went silent again. The Persian Gulf went quiet. The margin had been thin. A missed radar track. A fuel state problem. A drone that made it inside 1.2 miles of a destroyer. But the U.S. was ready. Every system, every crew, every decision. And tonight, that was enough.